Hi guys, I'm Daddy Freeze, convener of the Free the Sheeple movement and leader of the Free Nation in Christ. I greet you and I bring glad tidings. How are you doing? So, what I wanted us to talk about today is actually a very, very simple, a very, very simple conversation. Hmm. Good day to you all. How are you doing? Good day, Vidoma. Good day. How are you all? So, um, let us start. Hey, we never even start. Somebody don't send me $20. Oh, this is so nice. Chief Fine Babe, thank you so much. Oh, that's my sister. Thank you, thank you, thank you. House of Gold. You are the one I was thinking of earlier on today and I forgot. I'm sorry, guys, I don't have much energy. Please don't be angry with me. How are you doing? If you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen, share the video, double click the screen. How are you doing? I'm sorry you guys expected me earlier on today and you expected me last night and I didn't show. Please forgive me. Um, I was just too tired. I couldn't make it. So let's discuss this. By the way, if you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen. I'm looking for my number one and my number two gifter, Harry 23. Harry 23. That is my number one gifter. I'm looking for my number one and my number two gifter, and I'm looking for 50 money guns. Let's make this happen. So there was a video. Circulating earlier on where Funke Adejumo, Reverend Funke Adejumo, was quoted saying, if your husband says stay at home, stay at home. And she also went on to say that marriage requires wisdom. I might not agree with Reverend Funke on doctrinal matters, but when it comes to marriage, I respect her opinions a lot because she is in a successful marriage, or at least she looks like she's in a successful marriage. And she also seems to adore her husband, who also seems to adore her. And I like the values. I like the values that she's sharing. You see, westernization, at least with regards to marriage, westernization and the whole what have you has taken our women from a place of satisfied wives to women who want to stand on their own. And sometimes it can be a bit tiring. These days, if your wife wants to do something and you don't support her, you become a bad husband. They've forgotten. You see, poverty, my problem is, and I'm going to try to break this down properly. I'm a bit tired, so my words are slow, but I'm trying to make them out at the end of the day. You see, the Nigerian hybrid of the Western value is a dangerous one, because the old Nigerian value is where a woman is subservient and submissive to her husband, and then she gets a lot of benefits. He takes care of her family, he takes care of her, um, and so on and so forth. The Oimbo system, a white man does not take care of his wife's family. He doesn't even take care of his wife. He and his wife are partners. He goes, earns money, she earns money, the two of them put money together and work out whatever it is they want to work out together as a team. But you see, in the hybrid system, you have a system where a Nigerian woman demands you take care of her and her family, but is not ready to do the responsibility that comes with it. She wants the freedom of the whites. She wants the freedom of the whites. But she also wants the fact that her husband will take care of her. So the man in the Western equation loses both ways. He doesn't have a submissive, subservient wife like his father did. And he doesn't have a partner that brings and pulls resources together with him. So men suffer. And when this happens, they opt for divorce, or they end up not marrying the women. And what happens? The women end up being single mothers. If I were abroad, I probably would not be married, because I wouldn't want a situation where I work my whole life and I give everything to a woman. Whether she's my wife or my mother or whatever it is, I would not want that kind of situation. Nigerian men are like donkeys. Just like Sean Leeds rightfully says, they are pushed. But then, someone said, if you dey abroad, no free nation. No. That's why I know they are abroad. That's why I know they are abroad. And also, our brain is a poverty-twisted brain. Nigerians think in naira and kobo. Everything is transactional. Everything in a Nigerian man's mind. Someone said that's why there's prenuptial agreement. The government still protects a woman despite a prenup. You can't have a prenup that says you walk away with nothing. You are still mandated to take care of your children. And what the government will give you to take care of the children is more than what any children need. So the women is still to the woman's advantage. Forget it. They might not have half your house. They might not be able to take a chunk of your property, but they will take a chunk of your money either ways, unless you are poor. Now, those of you who are abroad, who marry other nationalities but Nigerian, like you marry Italians or sometimes even other African countries, you don't suffer the same fate. This is a peculiar situation that has to do with the peculiarities of Nigerian women. You need to understand that Nigerian women have load that they are carrying. You date a Nigerian babe, you are dating her whole family. They always carry one load or the other. And many marriages in Nigeria are prison sentences because the couple does nothing but hustle to raise money to take care of extended family issues. So the families, the marriages to Nigerian women can be very, very stressful. When I say this, I don't mean 90, I don't mean 100%. When I say this, I mean a vast majority, and you agree with me. And the statistics agree with me, whether you say not true or not. As much as 90 something percent of Nigerians are living in multidimensional poverty. That is poverty of different dimensions. Now, sometimes, if it is what a wife, her husband, and her children would eat, is okay. But sometimes the women are not even demanding, but they have to work extra hard just so that they have to work extra hard just so that they are able to take care of their extended families. Sometimes there's no problem in the house front and they're not putting any demands on their husband, but they have to work extra hard. And sometimes marriages are strained. I know someone in the UK who never went on a holiday in the last 5 years because instead of his wife to take out a month for them to go on holiday, she'll rather put in an extra shift so she can send money home, so she can build a house back home, so she can do this or do that. And at the end of the day, the guy got tired of the relationship. He said, "Daddy Freeze, I'm tired. I don't want to marry again. I have a wife, but I don't have a companion. My wife works night shift because that's where the pay is best, and she does travel nurse. So yes, the money is there, but he's not enjoying his wife. And at the end of the day, if he goes to cheat, they'll say, why are you cheating? You're a useless man." And if he complains, he said the last time he complained, his wife reported him to the family, and the family said, don't you want our daughter to work? And he thought about it. He said, did I marry your daughter to work, or I married your daughter so I can have a wife? And I sat down with the woman and I had a word with her. I said, listen, this is your extended family back at home. If you let them ruin your marriage, they will move on like this. Some of them will even blame you. Some of these people you are taking care of are at home, spending time with their husbands, looking for the Jackie that will work to the point where she will nearly buy. So for the first time this summer, the guy sent me pictures. He said they are going to Venice, and when they are done in Venice, they are going to go to Australia for their holiday. Many people don't realize that in marriage, you did not marry so you can have money. You did not marry so that you can take care of your family or end sorrow. You married so that you can be someone's companion and so that someone can be your companion. That's the simple reason why you got married. Funke Adejumo said that where a man will tell his wife, where are you going? You are not going anywhere, sit down. And the wife will sit down. And somebody sent me a message, said that they saw their father, that their mother had to minister across the world, blah, 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 blah. And they saw their father telling their mother not to do these things. And they saw their mother coming to beg their father. And in as much as it looks like the father was mean and wicked, you need to start understanding your relationship with your parents. A lot of people don't. A lot of people, a lot of people translate their relationship with their parents. Like my relationship with my mother should be my father's relationship with my mother. If my mother does something to my father and it makes sense, if my mother does something to me and it makes sense, then it should make sense to my father. My mother is my mother. For my father, she is his wife. He needs attention from her. And if your mother is hopping today she's in America, tomorrow she's in, Baba, which day the marriage no go tire the man? Somebody came and the comment is, people don't sleep in this country anymore. Did anybody ask you? Did anybody ask you, what is that what is that thing you typed? If I curse you now, I will be like, say, I'm wicked. People don't sleep in this country anymore. Who asked you? Who asked you? You enter inside person's life, instead of make you shut up, they go. You must run your diarrhea mouth and type your leprosy fingers. I beg, if you don't get waiting to talk, no come here, don't talk nonsense. Story my beef when. She's joking. What kind of stupid joke is that? Is anybody do we look like we are joking here? Please don't come here and joke. Oh. If you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen, share the video. I'm looking for my number 1 gifter and my number 2 gifter. My number 1 gifter on TikTok is Beauty by Glory. That's my number 1 gifter. And on TikTok, my number 2 gifter is Pretty Ice. So if you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen, share the video. Share the video. So we need to understand, because sometimes as a man, you see your mother, or as a woman, you see your mother, and you feel that she's not being expressive. She's not expressing herself well enough. You feel like there are things that she needs, but she isn't getting. You feel like, oh, she's got to have that career. You did not marry your mother. You did not marry your mother. A man has needs. In as much as you see me, I'm such a nice guy. If I had a wife that was hopping all over the place, I would not appreciate her, no matter how much she's earning. Because I did not marry her so that she can come and earn. If I had a wife that was everywhere, today she's here, tomorrow she's there, I'm not interested. I want a companion. I want somebody that I can grow old with. Chief Fine Babe, sent me another $20. God bless you, my sister. Thank you so much. I want a companion that I can grow old with. I want a companion that speaks the same language I do. I married her so that she can raise a family. You don't raise a family hopping from America to the UK to London to Japan. That's not how you raise a family. And in as much as it may sound selfish, everybody getting a reason why they do everything when they do. And as long as I make myself available, And as long as my career choices do not have me hopping from country to country and from state to state, I think I am justified if I demand the same from my wife. When you're marrying a musician or a doctor or a nurse, that's what I always tell people. You fall in love with a woman. Remember to fall in love with her career, her family. There's so many good women that have the kind of careers that men really don't want. Forget Nigerian men that are looking for money. A good man does not want to have his woman that is not around. And also look at the level of responsibility her family is pressing down her neck. Because sometimes when that's the case, the woman will be forced into overdrive simply because she has to take care of this or take care of that. Now, a poor man or a broke man or a man who is not a provider cannot make certain demands of his wife. So you are not providing for your family, but you want a wife that will not go anywhere. You are now being wicked. Because some men are selfish, they are not gonna share their money. Some are not even making money. So let's talk about these. If you're watching on YouTube, please buy me super chats and super stickers. Thank you so much, Chief Fine Babe, for sending me super chats and super stickers. God bless you. You're an amazing lady. So let me bring up Mary UN. What are your thoughts? By the way, on TikTok, my number one gifter is Adejumo44. And my number two gifter is no one other than Nuga Mayowa. Mary UN. Oh yeah, let's see you.
Give me 1 minute, though.
Don't tell me I've joined these people who know they wear clothes.
No. America, let me turn on the lights. I always turn off my light. This Canada, we are paying hydro bills every day. So,
Which bill are you paying that you are turning off lights? Is it not the LED light?
No. There's normal. We have normal lights here now, and then I turned on the ring. You know, you're our ring light master now. So. You know, you're a ring light master. How are you doing? Good evening.
Very well. Hello, good evening. Everyone. How are you doing?
I'm fine, sir.
So go ahead. Let me hear you.
Okay, so I agree with what Rev Funke said. I agree with her. I think that, like they always say, there are no two masters on the boat. So one person has to bend for the other person. And likewise, too, when a woman needs to shine, a man will say, oh, that's my wife. Give her the floor to do what she needs to do. However, I feel like there's so much pressure on women to be everything.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sis.
Hi, good evening. So I feel like there's so much pressure on a woman to be this, to be a good mom, to be homely, to be a career mom at the same time. So many things, so much pressure on women. And people spend so much time cautioning women, grooming women, training women. And then the men or the boy child, just, on their own, they don't know what it's like to, relate with the other sex properly. That's how I look at it. So I feel like as much as people spend so much time saying women be submissive, women take care of a man too needs to understand that a woman also needs that same love. A woman needs respect. You find a lot of men, I know people personally that believe that they should cheat on their wives and their wives should be telling them thank you. And I'm not exaggerating. People who are close to me know these people too. Why would I was even one that even told me that even if that woman is not serious, that why does she even expect him to be alone for him, for her rather? Like, what do you mean? You're married to this woman, so what do you mean? Oh, the woman should not expect.
Hi, Mary. I can't hear you.
I can hear how.
Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Okay, in the comment section, can people hear me? Looks like can anyone hear me, please? In the comment section, please let us.
Somebody said we can. I can hear her.
Okay, so I just feel like women.
Bukola, can you hear her now?
Can you hear me now?
Bukola?
I can't even hear you if you're talking to Bukola.
Please, sir, can I go out and come back?
Yes.
Okay, so basically, I just feel like a lot of, yes, we need women to be submissive. We need women to bend down, respect, honor their husband, take care of the home fund. Know when the kids' clothes are torn. Make sure you make demands hot water before he comes back. Make sure you're available to serve him and serve his family. The man. What about the man? Men, are you available to love your wife, respect? Not that you're cheating and then you expect her to be okay with it. Not that you're being disrespectful. You're not able to protect her in family space or social space, and you let people disrespect her. I even have men now, they don't even want to even take care of you. They don't want to care for you, they don't want to spend, they don't want to do anything, but they are demanding everything from you. I know people who are going through terrible relationships. The man is there collecting this, collecting that, but he's not available to do anything for them. So I believe there should be a balance. A woman is there to love and respect the man, honor him, have kids, raise kids with the man, everything. As much as I don't subscribe to the white people's type of marriage completely, I also think I like the fact that they are partners. Marriage is also partnership. People should also be available to partner with their spouses in taking care of the home, taking care of the kids, taking care of different things, Although I don't subscribe to 50-50 marriage, that is really, I don't believe in financial 50-50. I can never believe in it in this life. In fact, the moment I start hearing things about 50-50 or hearing about financial problems, I just zone out. I don't even hear the man anymore. But I still believe that marriage, very serious relationships like engagements, is like partnership. You guys are trying to build something. You're trying to achieve something. You're trying to make the marriage work. So as much as I want women to be very subservient with their partners and their husbands and, don't argue with him recklessly, don't nag, don't do this, I also believe men should also extend the same olive branch to women, be respectful towards them, honor them, love them, care for them. So that's my own opinion about it.
All right. I'm bringing Bukola back, and I'm also bringing Samaria.
Okay.
All right. Can you hear us now, Buki? All right. Let me introduce her. Ladies and gentlemen, Bukola is a relationship coach with quite a lot of experience. And she's someone I respect and hold in high regard. So let's hear from her, and let's hear her own perspective with regards to this particular matter. So Bukola, over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Before I go on tonight, I would love to say something. Just because as I was coming up right now, someone should
What's funny, Samaria? Hold on, Bukola. Samaria, what's funny? Can you hear us? I'm not sure she can.
I can't hear anything.
Okay, go out and come back.
Okay.
Network is crazy. So go ahead.
So I would love to say this because I was just sitting down right here. Somebody still sent me a note saying I reported someone to someone, and I want to believe that I spoke with Daddy Freeze after a live show, and it was Daddy Freeze who forwarded a voice note to me. I remember very well, and I didn't even know that they have such a voice note, going around Instagram, and people were, talking about it. I never reported anybody to anybody. It was Daddy Freeze who actually to me. I don't know nothing about whatever is going on the internet that they are discussing about. That's that. I just needed to clarify that. Like, it was you who forwarded it to me today. Like, I don't even know. So let's leave that out. So regarding this, that the freeze, Funke, she's not really someone that I really, really follow, and I have my reasons for that. But based on that video that she made, I would honestly, I think she nailed it. And the reason is, before a man, if we tell a man to describe or to define love, it does not have emotions attached to the word love. We ladies, when someone tells us that I love you, we get that emotion. But for a man, it's not about the I love you. It's about the things, that comes with the I love you. If you tell a man to describe his ideal woman or the reason why he loves a woman, he will start telling you that, oh, she listens to me, she doesn't argue with me. He will tell you that, when I tell her not to, go somewhere, she listens, she wants to stay back. And he would always attribute that to how you treat him. And that's how a man would always see love. That's why she was explaining in that aspect that, if my husband should tell me to stay right now, I'm not going to go. That does not mean that, you cannot question that. Have a discussion around that later. But at that moment, if a man is hot and is telling you not to leave, and you want to fight back at that moment, you might not get a favorable answer. After that, we have reasons why a woman would also want to fight that. So if you're consistently telling a woman not to go out, if you're consistently fighting a woman, she might want to fight back. Why? Because she's not happy with you, or maybe you're not responsible at home, you're not committed to her. She might want to fight. So yes, on that note, with what she said in that video, honestly speaking, yes, she nailed it for me. And that does not mean that you're not going to have a discussion around that, but at least for that moment, just let the peace reign, just stay back and, yeah. So for that, just for the video, except if you want me to go broad on feminism and all of those.
All right, let's hear from Samaria. Samaria, what is your take?
Sorry, I didn't know I was muted. Daddy Freeze. I saw that video and I kind of agreed with her to an extent. But the problem we humans have is our means of communication, our tone especially. This is where the problem lies. And men, their ego get them into, a man would want something, he wouldn't say it. Most men, not a man, but they wouldn't come out the way women would come out. That's it. Some of my gender as well, we're not good at presenting things. But like I said, this misunderstanding comes with your tone of communication and pass that message at that time. Don't go anywhere. And make sure you don't go anywhere. And don't go anywhere. It's the same it's the same message you're passing, but the tone you're passing is what is important. And that's where the agreement and the submissiveness comes in. Okay? There's a way you communicate, don't go anywhere. And I'll be like, oh, baby, I pick up my shit for you. I ain't going nowhere, sweetie. Now here today, we end up. I won't go anywhere for real. But there's a way you be like, don't go anywhere. And the woman comes like, excuse me? Watch me step out of that door. So, I mean, but like she rightly said, most people, most men are not good at communicating because of their pride, their ego, their nature. There are people that are like that. For example, I can be somehow authoritative. I don't do it deliberately. But there are people that are like that. But if you're able to understand the person you are dealing with, that way, when they converse and communicate that way, you don't read too much meaning into it. You know, why there are some that they will just start throwing their tantrums like a child. Instead of them to come up straight to say what they want, they start throwing tantrums, unnecessary tantrums like children do. And these are the people I call adult babies. And I know how to handle them very good, you know. So it's all about communication. It's all about knowing whom you're dealing with, your partner, understanding your partner. If you know your partner, when they communicate, you know the tone. The tone may not be what it should be. Even someone else may be like, oh, why is she sounding like that? Why is he sounding? And you be like, that's okay. I don't have a problem with that because that's how he talks. And it could be a problem. But yes, I agree with her. Because men don't know how to express their feelings certain times. They express it in a wrong way. If you know who your partner is, when they communicate that way, it's just a signal. You know, our forefathers will be like, praise you as a woman when you make nice food. Oh, you make, okay, this is your dish, you're feeding cat, this soup is so sweet. You know, they praise you to get into the inner room. Men these days, they can be in the gender. That's how we say it, like, can they be, what is it like, you know, Beyonce and the ones that are not so sweet in their, you know, passing the message. They just come out and show it off. I mean, but it's a message they are passing. So get to know who your partner is. That way, when they make such demands, you know what they are trying to say, and it won't be a problem. That's my opinion on this.
But honestly, Sir Maria, I can tell you that most men, well, will not start that way. You know, they can't just tell you, don't go anywhere. Most men will probably not start that way. And if they are starting that way, there is an undertone. Something is acting in that house that they have been, you know, they've not been able to actually address properly. Like, if a man comes at you that way, like, you don't have anything, you don't have any problem, you guys are not fighting, and you're going out and he's telling you, don't go anywhere. Honestly,
you know, they will not, you know, they will say, see the way they will say, for example, you just be getting dressed and the person is watching you and you're just getting dressed. And then when you're done, like, where do you think you're going to? It's the same thing. It doesn't matter how they ship it, but the same message you're trying to relate what they're trying to say. It could be an anger the person's been holding on for a long time, but then that's why I say know who your partner is.
Ibis Love, you're a relationship expert. You know about narcissism, I believe. You know how terrible some people's zona, it comes in different spectrums. Some people can be on the high side of narcissism. I know someone who has said, oh, I told her not to go for something, a wedding here, and she did not go. An order is an order, executive order, executive order. I'm like, executive order, executive order. So trust me, some things can be really bad, and it's not easy to be in an abusive situation. But I still 100% agree with Rev Funke. Like I said, I agree with her. I believe that women, no matter how much the white people try to influence marriage, I still believe that women have a more subservient role to play in marriage. However, a man should be able to extend love and respect in the best way. I even feel like there's a way you will love a woman and you don't need to beg for respect. You can speak to a woman, love her, care for her in the right way, the way Christ loved the church, like the Bible says, and you don't need to even beg for respect. She'll do
Nah, lie you.
And that's why I'm smiling.
You jam my ex. You jam my ex. Now you go see say we're full everywhere.
Okay, fair enough. I agree.
Honestly, because most
But is that not the same woman that said something some time ago that trended? I mean, there was this something she said and people didn't really go down well with her. Remember?
Okay. Was it about seed?
No, you see, we are not agreeing with her doctrine or her beliefs.
Okay.
We are agreeing with her advice on marriage, because the particular clip we're talking about has everything to do with marriage. If you guys understand what we're talking about.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So,
but honestly speaking, we have so many men that are actually they're suffering in their marriages. but they won't come out to. We are more vocal, right? Sometimes we want to write about, even from our WhatsApp status, people will start suspecting that something is actually going on in the marriage. Yeah, we start updating some stuff. When the lot on against the captivity of Dion, we are like them that dream. People would start putting one or two things together. For men, sometimes they just, they hold it back. And once they want to come out, they come out with full force. And that's when we're like, and a man is saying this. So how can a man be saying this, right? Because they would always hold back. But honestly, a lot is actually happening behind the scene. So many people are suffering. So many people are suffering in marriages.
And suffering in marriage, but they've refused to communicate.
Sorry.
They've refused to communicate. They've refused to listen to what the problem is. They've refused to focus on the problem. They just keep blaming another.
Well, but we have this social construct too, right? And that is why if you're going into a relationship with anyone right now, you have to have like a detailed discussion. What concept of marriage do you believe in? So if you have the type that believes in Islamic marriage, you would know that, okay, anything that has to do with Islamic marriage, that's what we are sticking to. But then we have people who also believe that, you know what, 50-50, I'm okay with it, right?
So let me tell you a short story, something that happened years ago. So at the point I sold my car, and then I didn't have a car at that point. So there was this guy I was talking to, and he's in Germany. And then I was planning to get a new car. And then he was saying, "Oh, why do you need a car? My wife, he was trying to get married to me. And then he would tell me, if you were to marry me, I'm never going to have a car till I have kids. It's only after I must have had children for him that I can start driving." And then I asked him, like, seriously, so even if I were to be pregnant, for example, I'll be jumping Okada. And he said, "Why do you need a car? Why is this single lady driving a car?" Fast forward to after a while, I left him. I didn't really stress on that. I replaced my vehicle. So when I got a new car, and that was around December, and he was just like, "Oh, you bought a car. Oh, that's good. Oh, baby." At least that the reason why he didn't want to come back the whole time is because he was wondering, which vehicle would he drive, blah, 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 if he gets back. But now that I have a car, he can comfortably return home for Christmas, so I purchased a ticket for him. I said, "Okay, give me your stuff. Let me purchase the tickets for you." And then in my mind, I was thinking, like, so hang in there for a second. You were against me purchasing a car, replacing my vehicle after I sold it. And now that I got one, you want me to purchase a ticket for you to return home. And then with my vehicle, the same vehicle that I purchased you'll be against, you'll be driving the vehicle. And then it could knock me on top. And then my father will clap for me and say, "Good girl, you made a good choice." I said, "Man, don't get you." So I just thought myself when he said that. So like this is the kind of brain of the person that wants to get married to me. Like seriously, go better for you.
First of all, finances, when it comes to relationship, I don't play. If you start telling me about your financial problem in the relationship, you might not hear from me again. I don't want to hear about your financial problem for now. I'm not telling you about mine. I don't want to hear about yours for now. Because I have so many instances of men collecting money from women, and I don't know where that comes from. I grew up in a home that was not 50-50. I see my parents partner on a lot of things, and even finances sometimes, but originally, foundationally, it's not 50-50. That's not African. So they get selective about certain. So me too, I started getting selective. Once you start telling me about your financial problem, how you need it, how you need that, that's it too. The relationship has ended.
Yeah.
The relationship has ended.
That doesn't mean that you guys cannot get to that stage later in the relationship. But if you're starting the relationship and you're starting with all your problems, a lot of people forget that love grows. It's just going to move from one stage to another stage. So if you are meeting for the first time and you are putting all your problems on the table, what are you telling me, right? Yeah, exactly. We talked about communication the other time. Honestly speaking, I think this is a major problem that a lot of people has. We talk about communication, but the truth is, how do you communicate, and with whom are you communicating with? A lot of preachers would always tell you, communicate your needs, talk to your partner, understand your partner. But the truth is, whatever is going to work for me might not work for your relationship, because your man's temperament might be different from mine. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's the problem that a lot of people are having. So if you have a man that is hot-tempered, you know that when he's doing something that he really loves to do, you cannot go near him and start saying, oh, we need to talk about this now. We have to discuss it now. Then there's going to be a problem. And we have men like that it is when they want to have their pants down that you can easily say, okay, Oni, just wait, let's talk. And they would listen to you at that moment. And we have men that maybe it's after they are done with their fakafiki that they will listen to you better. So, anytime we talk about communication, a lot of people don't even know when to communicate. And that is why it is essential that we know who we are dealing with, especially the temperament that we are dealing with. Some people, it's very easy for them to just, you can play with them. When you fight with them, you want it settled now. That when anything happens, they want it settled down. But some people, it takes longer. The ideal thing is within 24 hours or within 12 hours, get it settled. But my sister, sometimes it doesn't happen like that. Some men, they want to take their time, they still want it to stretch for like 2 days, 3 days. Why some men, like right now, they want to talk about it. So communication is a bigger aspect of any relationship or any marriage. So I think we should understand whom we are dealing with, and that would help us a lot better. And not bring an idea of this person into your home. That's a major problem too, because it might not work, Yeah.
And my gender don't know how to bring up conversation. You see somebody is tired, is stressed out. A man is thinking about something next. Things are bothering him. You can see from the look that this is not the way he used to be. And there you are talking about some unnecessary things. And then you see him get dressed to leave. And that's when you decide to talk about something that is important, like seriously. I mean, my gender need to do a lot.
So let's move a little bit into feminism. Daddy, please, are you okay with that?
Go ahead.
That's like, that one is always bringing war. The truth is, it is the social construct that are actually making it look like feminism is a battle between a man and a woman. But in the real sense of it, yes, that's the basis line, right? But that's not what that thing is actually, right? Because you and I right now, we are enjoying that privileges that most of all of those people fought for. Harriet, now we can vote and be voted for, right? I can be right here right now. In those days, I dare not come here and do what you and I are doing right now. It is male-dominated, system at that time. So a lot of people think, oh, because you are a feminist, then you are fighting. The difference between somebody like me and somebody that would declare himself or herself, because we have men that are feminists too, right? It's just, declaring him or herself as a feminist is, I do not believe in gender roles, right? We have that. People that will tell you, no, there is nothing like a man is the lead. Okay, we are all leaders because we are intellectually sound and we are physically sound in terms of capacity. Then we have all of those things. But the social construct has actually pushed that narrative that, no, we are enemies. No, we are this. No, we are that. And that is why so many women are actually fighting. Most of the things that you have right now, they are things that ordinarily you're supposed to have. Right? They're ordinarily what I'm supposed to have. Get educated, go to school, come out. But then someone that would not identify his or herself as a feminist knows when to stop. For instance, I know when to say, okay, let me step down a little. Let this man, at this time, I need to have babies. I need to do this. I need to be at home for some time. But some, they don't want all of those. They want to be dragging it. And that's why we have some women who are actually in their husband's house and they are taking pills, right? They're taking pills because they don't want to get pregnant right now because they are pursuing a particular position and they don't want to let it down. Oh, some women are doing that. But Sandy, can you take this boy? Some women are actually doing that. And, we fight on so many things. Feminists is a movement that you and I, we have benefited from. Prior to this time, if you walk on the street and you get raped as a lady, the blame comes on you. They blame you for it. That, because you wore something that is so short and that was why you get raped. Instead of, actually dealing with those guys that actually did all of those things to you. And North Country is a typical representation of what feminism is. Feminism is not bad. It is when you know when to stop that is bad. So for me, if you start dragging that we are the same, we are not the same. We all know that we are not the same. Yes, you know, you might be able to climb some ladders at your place of work, but the truth is we are not the same when it comes to physical capacity. We are not the same when it comes to dealing, you know, with some logical things. We are not the same when it comes to dealing with some emotional things. And God, he didn't do that because he hated women. He just felt, okay, these ones are more logical in their reasoning. They will be able to hold the house together. These ones, they are more emotional in their reasoning. They will be able to hold the house together. And that is why we ladies, as I'm here right now, you know, I'm thinking about my children. They're supposed to be on the bed. I'm thinking about these. I'm thinking about that. Putting all of those things together. But for Daddy Freeze, he's probably thinking about crypto right now. How he's going to spoil the car tomorrow morning. You want
thinking about his wristwatch, setting the watch over and over again.
He's thinking about how
his car's out. I'm making sure there's no dent.
Exactly. How to sell part of his, you know, crypto, whatever, you know, to make money. But you are here. You're thinking about your child. How to pack the lunch pack. We are more emotional, and that's why we are nurturers. Not because God hated women, and that was why he said, man, come and be the lead. No, it's not. It just wants us to work together as one. So I'll leave you to say something.
And you know, sorry to say something real quick, thanks, in addition to what you just said. There's something people don't understand times. You know, I'd be in the house and I'd be like, oh God, what are we going to have now for dinner? What are we going to... It's not like I would prefer to give you money and you be the one to think what will be for dinner, what will be for lunch, what will be for breakfast, than you giving me money and I'm the one thinking about it because it's stressful. This is what a lot of people do not know. Whether you're purchasing them from outside or whatever, it's stressful to think what you have to eat, what you have to put on the table as a woman. So I don't mind providing. It has nothing to do with being a feminist. No, it's just the stress.
For me, I feel like feminism is actually, when it's for the right cause, it's good. It's for, you know, it's proper, it's good. For me, feminism is equality in terms of political, social, economic reasons. Can a woman become a bank MD? Yes. If a man can become a bank MD, a woman can become a bank MD. Can a woman be a president? Yes. If a man can be a head of a nation, a woman can be a head of a nation. That's where I see feminism. That's how I see it. I feel women deserve equality in social, societal space, economic spaces, political spaces. Because back then, we didn't have women who could go to school. They believed that a woman's job is relegated to the background and the kitchen or the other room. I see feminism as a movement to shine more light on the woman folk. That's how I see feminism, right? However, right now, we have too many people who they say they are feminists, but it's their actions and words actually negates feminism. And I know a lot of people say, oh, there has to be gender equality. But yes, gender equality, but even our physical strength is not the same. A woman cannot lift a lot of heavy things. You see that's why you see builders are mostly men. People who work in factories are mostly men. They are the ones that they have the physical strength to do the heavy lifting. They have the physical strength to do a lot of things. So you can't really compare a woman to a man. A woman has her own value, different from a man's value. Even the reproductive organs are not the same. So we can't compare the two genders and say they can do the same thing. I don't think it's okay. But allowing them to exist in a space and be able to do certain things that gives the woman folk a voice, I agree with it 100%. I want women to be known. I want women to be seen. I want women to be able to even make money as well. They should not be held down by so many things as it used to be in the past. But comparing them and saying, oh, a man will carry cement, a woman will carry cement. No, we don't even have the same physical strength. And then I hear some women say, oh, yes, the Bible says, love the husband, love your wife as Christ loved the church, this, that. But that the Bible was written by men who are not feminists. So the Bible was written to favor men. And I always tell them, no, I don't agree. I think God already created things.
The Bible was actually written to favor men. We can't even deny that.
Okay, yes, but would you say that favoritism is not really okay with the order of nature that the phrase?
I think religion and religious books pushed it a little.
Sorry, the phrase is not clear anymore. It's kind of blurry, especially you.
Just you.
Network.
Must be network to come back.
Thank you so much. Somebody just sent me Ola Edo just sent me $20 on YouTube. Thank you, Ola Edo. Thank you so much. Super chats on YouTube going crazy tonight. Thank you so much. If you're watching on TikTok, remember to double click the screen. And my number one gifter is no other person than, let me give her a big shout out, Beauty by Glory. Somebody also sent me a money gun, and that is Oladipo7. Thank you so much for that money gun. Now back to what I was saying, yeah. The Bible, I wouldn't say, especially the Old Testament, I wouldn't say it's a proper reflection of even God, let alone man. Because I'll give you some Old Testament instances. If a man forces a woman who is not pledged to be married, he must marry her. So if I force Samaria now, Samaria no get husband, the penalty on my head is I must marry Samaria. You understand? Are Samaria's feelings considered in the equation? Adultery, according to the Old Testament, is based on a married woman or an engaged woman cheating. A married man sleeping with a woman who is not married is not considered adultery. So the tilt is women are, according to the Old Testament, women are almost property that are owned by men. So we've got to be very careful with that particular narrative, especially in the regard that we're seeing it. A very big shout out to somebody else sent me, Fred Vincent sent me £5. Thank you so much. If you're watching on YouTube, remember to send me super chats and super stickers. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys. So the using religion to justify feminism would be absolutely impossible, because religion actually goes against the thought and the nature of feminism. What are your thoughts? You can continue what you were saying. Sorry that I interrupted you.
Yes, but I feel that there should be a balance. My mom worked in the bank. She retired from the bank. My dad let her do things, but she on her own made the decision when it was time to raise kids to stay home and have more time for the kids. And I believe that women have their things to nurture is more than men. I don't know if I'm speaking the mind of everyone, but I feel like the woman who births the child has more instinct to nurture. She has more characteristics to nurture the child. She's the one that does the breastfeeding. She's the one that tries to stay up later. She's the one that knows when the child needs to feed. Like, she can even read when the child does not cry. She can tell the child's feelings when the child is not crying. And I feel that instinct is natural. We don't have it in so many men. So men and women, they don't have to serve. They are made to serve different purposes. And when you bring those purposes together, it is powerful together. They are not made to serve the same purposes. They are made to serve different purposes. So that's why I try to draw a line with feminism, if that's what they call feminism. Do I want a woman to be a president? Yes, I do. But do I want a woman to come to the house and not be able to manage the home fund properly? No, I don't agree with that. 100%.
If a woman is a president, there's no way she can manage the home front. It's impossible. Even a man being a president cannot manage the home front. You have no time for it.
Well, how about men? How about men changing their gender, trying to be women?
Let's leave all those ones. Those ones don't have sense.
And you can imagine what they do. We can imagine when they say, oh, there's a competition, all those people that play soccer and stuff like that. And then because you're transgender and you're competing with women, people that we know that they are real women. And there you have those masculine features, those strengths, this strength that a man should have. And there you are competing with a woman. It's funny though.
Daddy Freeze, you said something, man. If you're a president, but right now we have a lot of opportunities where you can outsource things. You can outsource someone to come clean. You can outsource someone to come do things, but it doesn't mean that you cannot, direct them on how to do things. If I'm married today, I don't mind having a nanny, having someone after the home, clean and all of that. However, do I want to be present to be able to direct them? Oh, those things should be kept over there. Oh, okay. We need to cut pepper or cut this, and then I do the cooking and to serve my husband. All those kind of things. You still have to manage how those workers work for you somehow. So I still think, even as a president, even if you don't have time for the home, you still will want your home to be managed in a certain way. So you will still have time for that. So I still feel women should have the opportunity to reach the highest point of their careers and do whatever they want to do and be fulfilled in that aspect and still be good managers for their home, still be available for their kids, raise their kids, because kids need all the attention in the world. So,
all right. Thank you so much, Mary. Samaria, any thoughts so I can close the live?
Daddy Freeze, I just feel a nice person is a nice person regardless. Be you a CEO, be you a whatever. If you have a supportive husband and you two are supporting each other, it goes. That's all I feel.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. It's been wonderful hanging out with you.
Daddy Freeze, is surprising you didn't bring a man up to talk. Men need love too.
Maybe I'll do that tomorrow.
All right.
I'm a bit tired. I'm still a bit weak, so I'll probably do that tomorrow night. Okay.
All right.
I'm so sorry, guys, about the network. Is Instagram.
All right, good night.
Samaria, do you have anything you want to say?
No, I'm done. Thank you.
All right, darling.
All right. Thanks for watching.